The liberation of the mind happens only through knowing yourself. Know thyself. To know yourself, it only means to go through the steps of your whole being, from birth to now. Maybe even before birth, maybe looking at your ancestral and witnessing what a repetitive behavior that is still here with me, that my mother did, that my father did, that my grandparents did. What are the repetitive behaviors that are still here? And you're going to see that there's also this genetic disposition of the mind. For instance, maybe you came from a family where there were lots of warriors, like people who worry all the time, people who live with anxiety and fear. And every family has those because we lived in lots of fear for a very long time. So it's in our genes right now. Our genetic material is disposition to fear and anxiety and moving forward. But if you're aware, this is my program that I have inherited from my parents and from my ancestors, now you can see that this is just habitual mind. It's a habit to worry, and it's a habit of fear. It's a habit of always looking out for safety. In that situation, how do you make your mind feel safe when you've been in fear and anxiety for all of your life? It's by start witnessing that every time the mind feels unsafe, whether it's real danger or made out danger, the mind creates stories around what might happen or might not happen. And you are dragging your attention into it and paying attention to every thought of fear and anxiety. You're becoming it. You're becoming the fear and anxiety. You're becoming helpless, and the mind takes over. Once you're aware of fear, anxieties, of things that might happen or might not happen, the next step is creating new messages and see, is it real? Is it made out? Looking at your life, how much time before you have lived in this fear and anxiety of stories that have not happened, but the mind still kept you small and stuck. What is realistic? What is not realistic? You might need some help to get a grip on what's happening in your reality. Is it too futuristic, the fear of things that have not happened, the mind just keeping you stuck in there? The liberation from that is calming the mind through affirmation, meditation, nature. You have to know what calms your mind, what makes you peaceful, what makes you present. And there are things and moments when you feel more in peace and more present. So when you're witnessing the mind, or when you revisit your past experiences, I'm not saying being stuck in your past experiencing, but witnessing. Witnessing, that means it's neither good or bad. You're just witnessing the pattern of your past experiencing. That's when you start learning about your mind. Most people, when there's past experiences that happen, either they completely block it, they want to run away because they feel unpleasant in them. They haven't resolved anything, but just running away from the mind and its stories till the next experience happens and it repeats itself, because the mind already have an imprinted message how to behave in that situation. Since it wasn't resolved, you will continue creating same circumstances, running away and coming back to the same situation. And some of us, when certain circumstances have happened, the mind gets stuck in there and digesting the story for a really long time, just staying with it and repeating it again, and again, and they create story. Why should they? Why shouldn't I? I should have. I shouldn't have. The world is unfair. It shouldn't have happened. And then when you're sharing it with other people, you also look for your cheerleader to tell you how right you are and whatever was done to you is not fair. And you're looking for this cheerleading group of misery and everybody repeating, yes, that wasn't nice, poor you, why did it happen? And the more you hear of it, the more you want to tell the story, because all the cheerleader telling you that it's okay to be a victim of the circumstances because they were bad and you're good. And most of the stories when we're telling, we do want to kind of uplift ourselves and say, how good we were and how unfair the world is to us. Because each one of us wants to hear that, yeah, we're perfect and that we have done nothing wrong. So if we are so perfect and we have done nothing wrong, it's a great message for the mind when then the world is wrong. The world hasn't been fair to you. The people in your life have not been fair to you. And you're the one who was so great and amazing, and everybody were just so wrong and mistreating you. That's a perfect situation for the mind to bring more evidence how amazing you are and how the rest of the world is not. You're going to be seeing those evidence all the time and feeling good again about yourself. But I was so right, and they were so wrong, and that wasn't fair, and that wasn't right. And every time you're uplifting yourself and saying how much I was right and they were wrong, the mind going to bring you more evidence of that. The world is not fair.